Because these pockets are full of dog bags apparently, sockets. Morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you're watching this. Thanks for tuning in again. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Aidan from Hackwood Electrical, and today we're on the job installing some floodlights for this car park, because I've only got a couple of bollards which never lit anything up anyway, and you can tell they never lit anything up because people kept driving into them, so they're absolutely knackered. They've been disconnected. We found out where it was disconnected yesterday, so I know where it's fed from, tested it out. The only problem is that this wall is a stone wall, so obviously it's not flat. There's no flat surface, so it's going to be a lot of packing out with some penny washers maybe. I've got the bending spring so we can bend some conduit. If we've got any big, there's one big stone there which is pretty much where we want to be going, unfortunately. So we might have to do a little set over that maybe, or break it off, which don't really want to be doing that, to be honest. But yeah, so the plan is to utilise the feed for the bollard lights, which is just a bit of armour that comes up out of the ground. Cut that off, put that into a whisker box, come out with some armoured, come up in the corner, go over this bit of wall in armoured rather than tube, because that would look a bit naff, and then coming out coming to another whisker box in the corner, going up to feed that one light, and then coming out with conduit to feed these other lights. And I'm literally just going to be conduiting straight across the wall to each whisker box, expansion coupler in between, and clip-on saddles, because that would be a lot easier than the traditional saddles, trying to get the cover on. So that's what we're going for with that today. Timeguard lights, like a Meccano set. You've got to take the back off to put the sensor on, clip the sensor in, but then you've also got two holes for stuffing glands, but you only need one. Who thought that was a great idea? No blanks. Crap. So let's crack on. Always try and mark it out and put them in temporary, and then kind of like look at it, make sure it's right, because with this whisker box, I don't know if it even is whisker, looks exactly the same, but there's only one entry hole on the top, so if I'd have whacked them in like I nearly just did with the other one, I'd have got it completely wrong. So yeah, just put them in temporary, finger tight, and then make sure it's all good, tighten them up. Okay, so we've got our main run of conduit in. There is one saddle that I definitely need to change, because it's not. I can just looking at it now, see if I can try and pick it up. See it about there, somewhere about there. It's kicked up a little bit too high, but this is the kind of wall that we're working with. I mean, it's definitely not a flat surface. It is all over the place. But yeah, got our expansion couplers in, because I don't think this is ever going to be actually in the sun, looking at the sky. But it's black conduit outside. It's going to get warm. It's going to expand. So you've got to put your expansion couplers in. So I'm going to carry this tube on a little bit more, and then I'm in the corner then, and the feed is there, but the armoured is a bit damaged, so I've got some extra armoured. I'm going to come up to here, and I'll probably put a box, probably put a box around about here somewhere, and then what I can do is bring my armoured feed into the bottom, and I can also come out the side and go over the wall and fit another spotlight over there. Alright, so we've got all our conduit in now. I've just pulled the fish tape through. Just pulled the fish tape through to pull out, wire it in singles. This is what we've done. It don't look too bad actually. Don't look as bad as what I thought it was going to. This is the existing feed. Comes in from out the ground here. It's not ideal, but I think that's just comes straight across, and that's where it comes out. So ideally we'd be able to pull it back to here, but it's absolutely solid, and I don't think there's any slack. I have got some warning tape which I'm going to wrap around that, just so people don't drive into it, because literally cars are just right there. Feed comes in. Feed comes into here, armoured, and then a bit of armoured out of here, comes along, goes up to the whisker box, and I've got one going off over that way to another floodlight, and then that's our conduit all the way across, and that's our other floodlight here. And that should just light them cars up just there. Put the cleats flat down so you can't see it as much, a bit more hidden. Anyway, yeah, so I'm just going to pull the cables out there. So I tape them onto my fish tape. Let's get each end. Oh no. It's starting to rain. Felt a few spots then. Oh no. Yeesh. Come on, clouds. Give me a bit of shade. There's our connections. Nice. There we go. Oh, for God's sake.